There are no coincidences. You did not stumble upon this message by chance. Something deep inside you, something far beyond logic, has guided you here. A force greater than yourself, a whisper in the chaos, a pull you can't explain. Because what you are about to hear is not just another message. It is a revelation, an awakening. You have felt it, haven't you? That restless stirring in your soul. The sense that something more is meant for you. The weight of struggle, of doubt, of waiting, like a heavy storm cloud that refuses to pass. But what if I told you that storm is breaking? What if I told you that everything that has held you back is about to shatter? That you are standing at the very edge of transformation, and the only thing left for you to do is take that step. You were never meant to live in lack. You were never meant to scrape by, to fight for survival, to feel like prosperity is always just beyond your reach. You were meant for more, and the time has come for you to claim it. The struggles you faced, the setbacks, the nights spent wondering when your breakthrough will come, those moments were never meant to break you. They were meant to refine you, to prepare you. Because now, right now, the doors that once seemed locked are beginning to open. There will be those who won't believe it. There will be those who scoff, who doubt, who tell you that this is just another empty promise. But listen to me, your spirit knows the truth. It recognizes the shift happening even now. And if you stay, if you open your heart, if you dare to believe that your life is about to change, then nothing will be able to stop it. So prepare yourself. The road ahead is unlike anything you have ever known. The chains of scarcity, of fear, of waiting are about to be broken. And when they fall, the world will finally see what you were always meant to be. You've been told that success is a game of numbers, that it's about working longer hours, sacrificing more, pushing harder just to scrape by. You've been fed the idea that wealth is reserved for the privileged, the lucky, the chosen few. But let me tell you something. They lied to you. They fed you illusions to keep you small, to keep you bound, to make sure you never realized the truth. Abundance was always yours to claim. The problem was never that you weren't worthy. It was never that you weren't smart enough, strong enough, or hardworking enough. The problem was that the world conditioned you to believe in limitations, to accept struggle as a way of life. But what if I told you that struggle is not your destiny? That there is a power, a force, a divine current waiting to carry you into a life of wealth, peace, and purpose. You feel it, don't you? That sense that something is shifting, that the old ways, the endless grind, the sleepless nights, the constant battle to stay afloat, no longer fit you. That's because they never did. And now, whether the world is ready or not, you are about to step into what was always meant for you. Understand this. Abundance is not something you chase. It's something you align with. When you grasp this truth, when you stop believing in the lie of scarcity and step fully into the power of divine provision, everything changes. Money no longer becomes an obstacle. Opportunities no longer feel like a distant dream. Your life begins to move in a rhythm, a flow, a supernatural acceleration, where the doors you once begged to open now swing wide effortlessly. But here's the catch. Most people will never reach this level, not because it's impossible, but because they refuse to let go of the old mindset. They refuse to break free from the chains of fear, of doubt, of control. They keep waiting for permission to live the life they were created for, when in reality, the only permission they ever needed was their own. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You don't need validation from those who doubted you. You need one thing: courage. The courage to step forward. The courage to walk away from limitation. The courage to embrace a life where abundance is not something you fight for. It's something you expect. And when you do, the shift is immediate. Doors open. Money flows. Opportunities multiply. Not because you forced it, but because you finally aligned yourself with what was always meant to be yours. So I ask you, are you ready? Because once you step into this truth, there is no turning back. The life of struggle ends here. The life of waiting ends here. This is your time, your moment, your awakening. You've been told to wait, to be patient, to keep grinding, keep hustling, keep hoping that one day, somehow, everything will fall into place. But tell me, how much longer will you wait? How much more will you endure before you finally realize that everything you need is already within your reach? The world taught you to beg for blessings, to struggle for success, to see wealth as something distant, something reserved for the select few. But what if I told you that wealth was never meant to be a privilege? That abundance is not something given only to those who deserve it, but something that has always been your divine birthright. Think about it. The universe operates in cycles. Seasons shift, rivers flow, the sun rises without struggle. Why would your prosperity be any different? Why would the force that created the heavens and the earth place you here, in this moment, only to let you suffer, to let you scrape by, to let you question whether or not you are worthy? You already know the answer. You were made for more. But here's the reality. Abundance is not something you can force. It is something you become. It is not about chasing money, grinding endlessly, or sacrificing your peace just to make ends meet. No, true wealth flows to those who step into alignment with it. Right now, whether you realize it or not, there are forces shifting in your favor. The opportunities you once dreamed of, the breakthroughs you've been waiting for, they are not locked away. They are already on their way to you. The question is, will you step forward to receive them? Most people won't. Most will cling to their old ways, their old fears, their old beliefs that tell them success is hard, that money is scarce, that wealth is something to be won through pain and struggle, and because they refuse to let go, they will remain exactly where they are. But you are different. You are here. You are watching this because something inside you refuses to settle. You know there is more. You feel the shift happening. You can sense that the life you've been longing for is not some distant possibility. It is already calling you. So let me make this clear. You are standing at a crossroads. On one side, there is the path you've always known. The path of struggle, of limitation, of waiting and hoping, but never truly stepping into your power. On the other side, a life of ease, a life of abundance, a life where success is not forced, but inevitable. A life where wealth flows to you naturally, where doors open effortlessly, where you no longer have to fight for every inch of progress. And the only thing standing between these two paths, your decision. Because the moment you choose to release the old, the moment you choose to believe that you are already worthy, already powerful, already capable of receiving divine wealth, everything will change. Opportunities will appear where you once saw obstacles. Resources will flow where you once felt lack. The people, the connections, the pathways that once seemed impossible will suddenly align in ways you never could have imagined. And when it happens, when the wealth begins to flow, when the struggle fades, when you finally step into the life you were always meant for, you will understand one simple truth. Abundance was never outside of you. It was always within you. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Step forward. Because this is your moment. This is your time. And nothing will stop you now. You've been conditioned to believe that money is hard to come by, that success is reserved for a select few, that abundance is a reward for those who suffer the most. But what if that was a lie? What if everything you've been told about wealth was designed to keep you in a cycle of struggle, of exhaustion, of constantly reaching, but never quite grasping? Think about it. How many people do you know who work themselves to the bone, giving every ounce of their energy, yet still remain stuck, barely making ends meet? And then there are others, those who seem to attract wealth effortlessly, who have opportunities fall into their lap, who live in ease while the rest are left fighting for scraps. What's the difference? It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's not even hard work. It's alignment. The ones who step into divine wealth understand something that most people never will. Money is not something you chase. It is something you attract. Right now, you may feel like abundance is far away, like you have to struggle, grind, and prove your worth before you can finally receive what's rightfully yours. But I am here to tell you, that ends today. Because the truth is, wealth has always been within your reach. The universe, God, the divine source, it has never withheld abundance from you. It has only waited for you to step into the frequency of receiving. And that starts with breaking the chains of scarcity that have been wrapped around your mind for far too long. You see, society has programmed you to believe in limitation. It tells you to hoard, to fear loss, to believe that there's never enough to go around. And as long as you hold on to these beliefs, you remain trapped in a reality where wealth is always slipping through your fingers. But when you shift, when you decide that wealth is not something external, but something that flows through you, everything begins to change. You stop seeing money as something you have to earn through struggle. Instead, you recognize that money is energy. And just like any other energy, it moves towards those who are in harmony with it. This is why the rich get richer. It's not just because they have money. It's because they expect money. They move through the world knowing that abundance is their natural state. They don't hesitate. They don't question if they're worthy. They don't fear that it will disappear. And because they live in that certainty, wealth flows to them without resistance. Now ask yourself, what would happen if you adopted that same certainty? What would happen if you no longer doubted your worthiness? If you no longer hesitated when opportunities appeared? If you no longer questioned whether you deserve to live a life of limitless abundance? Everything would shift. Because the moment you decide that money is not something you have to fight for, but something that already belongs to you, it will begin to appear. Doors will open that were once closed. Ideas will come to you effortlessly. People and resources will align in ways that seem almost miraculous. And suddenly, what once felt impossible will become your new reality. Because here's the secret: wealth is not outside of you. It is within you. It is waiting for you to claim it, to embody it, to move through the world with the unwavering knowing that abundance is your birthright. So today, I want you to make a decision. Decide that the struggle ends now. Decide that you will no longer be a prisoner of scarcity, of fear, of doubt. Decide that from this moment forward, you are stepping into a life where money flows easily, where opportunities appear effortlessly, where wealth is not a distant dream but your daily reality. Because the truth is, you were never meant to struggle. You were meant to thrive. And the moment you embrace that truth, nothing in this world can stop you. You've felt it for a long time now. That pull deep inside, the sense that you were meant for more. The world may have tried to convince you otherwise. Maybe you've been told that struggle is just a part of life, that suffering is inevitable, that wealth and abundance are reserved for a select few, while the rest are left to scrape by. But that is a lie. A deception carefully crafted to keep you in chains, to keep you blind to the truth that has been written for you since the beginning of time. This is not just about financial prosperity. No, it is something much greater than that. It is about true abundance, the kind that transforms every part of your existence, the kind that touches your mind, your soul, your relationships, and yes, your wealth. When you align yourself with divine abundance, you are not merely receiving blessings, you are stepping into your destined inheritance. This is what has been set aside for you. This is what has been waiting for you to awaken and claim it. You see, the problem is that many have been conditioned to believe that wealth is something to be chased, something that comes only to those who fight for it relentlessly. But divine prosperity does not work that way. The world may tell you to struggle, to sacrifice your health, your joy, your peace in pursuit of riches. But what if I told you there is another way? A way where wealth is not something you strive for, but something that flows to you effortlessly. A way where doors open, opportunities arise, and blessings overflow without you having to exhaust yourself in pursuit of them. Because divine wealth is not earned through toil, it is received through alignment. When you step into the truth of who you are, when you embrace your divine calling, you step into a current of abundance that has always been there, waiting for you. You are no longer scraping by, no longer looking at wealth as something distant, something that belongs to others, but not to you. No, you begin to walk in abundance as your natural state. This shift begins with one simple yet powerful realization. You were never meant to live in lack. Look around you. The universe itself is abundant. The sun does not struggle to shine. The rivers do not labor to flow. The trees do not fight to grow. They exist in harmony with the divine design. And so should you. But for too long, you have been shackled by doubt, by fear, by the belief that you are not worthy, that you must fight for every small victory, that success is a battlefield. But today, that falsehood crumbles. Because divine prosperity is your birthright. And once you step into this truth, everything begins to change. You will notice how the right opportunities begin to appear at the perfect time. You will meet the right people, encounter the right situations, receive unexpected blessings that others might call coincidences. But you will know the truth. You will know that it is divine orchestration, that you are no longer walking in the struggle of the world, but in the flow of divine abundance. But here is where many fall short. Many people hear this truth, feel the power of it, and yet they hesitate. They doubt. They let fear creep in and whisper, "Is this really for me? Can I truly have this life of abundance?" And because they doubt, they block the flow. But you, right now, you are different. Because something deep inside you already knows this truth. Something inside you is ready. So let's talk about how to step into this abundance fully. First, you must release the scarcity mindset. You cannot walk in divine wealth while still clinging to the fears of the past. If you believe that money is hard to come by, that success is only for others, that you must struggle and sacrifice endlessly just to survive, then you will continue to live in that reality. Because what you believe, you create. Instead, shift your focus. See wealth as a river, constantly flowing, never drying up, always replenishing itself. See yourself as a vessel for that wealth, not just for your own gain, but to bless others, to make an impact, to create change. The moment you shift your mindset, you will feel something shift in your reality as well. Next, you must trust the process. Many people try to control every detail, to force things to happen on their own timeline. But divine wealth does not work that way. It requires trust. Trust that the right opportunities will come, that the right connections will be made, that the path will unfold as it should. This is not about being passive, but about moving with divine timing rather than against it. You must also take action in faith. Faith without action is meaningless. You cannot just sit and wait for abundance to fall into your lap. You must move as if it is already yours. Speak as if it is already happening. Invest in yourself, seize opportunities, walk with confidence, and as you do, the universe will respond. Doors will open, resources will appear, and the abundance that has always been meant for you will flow effortlessly into your life. But understand this, when you begin to walk in abundance, not everyone will celebrate you. Some will doubt. Some will mock. Some will say, "Who do you think you are to live this kind of life?" And to them, you will simply smile, because you know who you are. You are a chosen one. You are divinely favored. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stand in the way of what has already been written for you. And that is why, no matter what anyone else says, you must keep going. Because your success is not just about you. Your wealth, your prosperity, your abundance. It is about the lives you will touch, the people you will bless, the impact you will leave. The more you receive, the more you can give. The more you thrive, the more you can uplift others. This is not selfishness. This is divine responsibility. You were never meant to live in struggle. You were meant to be a conduit of divine blessing, a force of transformation, a beacon of light in a world that has been trapped in darkness for too long. And now you are stepping into it. Now you are rising. Now, the chains that have held you back for so long are breaking. This is your season. This is your time. The wealth you have been waiting for, the abundance you have dreamed of, it is already on its way to you. And once you embrace this truth, once you let go of fear, once you step forward with unwavering faith, nothing will ever be the same again. Now, we stand at the threshold. Everything you have heard, everything that has stirred within you, this is your turning point. The moment where you either step forward into the wealth, power, and divine abundance that is already written for you, or you remain where you are, trapped in a cycle that was never meant to hold you. But I know this about you: you are not one to remain shackled.